Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the state championship game between the Medfords and the Eugene Challengers. The Medford Mustangs, the five-time defending state champions, against the Eugene Challengers. The Challengers just coming off a win against the Dirtbags, and earlier on in the tournament, these two teams, as a matter of fact, played. It's a rematch for the finals. We're going to take one break here on the pregame show, and when we come back, we're going to hear from head coach Nate Maben of Medford. And then we'll get rolling on this state championship game between Challengers and the Medford Mustangs, coming up next on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jetboat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons, spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
All right, continuing the pregame show, head coach Nate Maben of Medford. We're going to start out talking about your regular season, 10-10 in league, and then you lose the opener to Corvallis in the Super Regionals. You guys just flipped a switch, really won 5 straight. What happened?
If I had that answer, then I'd be able to do it every year. But you know what it is with these guys. They've worked hard. I think the grind that they went through, all 50 games in them, the time that they put in, they just didn't want it to be done, And we've got some bounces go our way and all that kind of stuff. You have to when you get to this point. You got to be playing your best baseball.
Delivered right to your home or business. We have over 50 years of experience supplying quality concrete. Are you in need of a new septic or water tank? Call us for an appointment to take advantage.
Welcome back to Play Action Sports Media. Apologize with the delay getting on air. Again, we're still having a little bit of trouble with our transmission feed. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you the state tournament without any issues. Leading things off for Medford was Darren Marsh. He starts things off against Cam Parks with a double, the first base hit of the game for the Medford Mustangs, who are the visitors in this one after the coin toss went to Eugene. We'll try to catch you up on what would have been said in the pregame show. Again, apologize with a little bit of trouble getting on air in this one. And that'll be back-to-back. Oh, no, that one just barely called foul. So again, this is the state championship game between the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers and the Medford Mustangs, a matchup from earlier on in the tournament, just a couple of short nights ago, where the Medford Mustangs walked off the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers 4-3 in an 8-inning affair. A great game to watch, and hope to get more of the same from this one here. Cam Parks on the mound for Eugene. He delivers that one out to short. CJ Townsend gloves it and decides not to throw after he bobbles it just a little bit. And I believe they're probably going to end up scoring that one an error for him. And they will. They'll give him an error. So Thompson reaches on the E6. That brings up Evan McLennan. Runners at the corners get you the rest of the starters for the Medford Mustangs. So leading off, it was Darren Marsh. He's at third base right now, starting in center field. Bennett Thompson, who's at first base right now after reaching on an error, is the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Medford Mustangs. Evan McLennan is hitting third and at third base. Dylan Marsh is in right field, batting cleanup. Hitting in the 5 spot is Zach Ankeny at short. Taven Passy is batting 6th behind the dish for Medford. Bennett Smith is at first base and hitting 7th. Jeremiah Huffman is batting 8th and in left field. Rounding out the order is Chase Costanti. All against Cam Parks. Comes into play with a 3.1 ERA. The Medford Mustangs strike first. Evan McLennan drives in the opening RBI of the game as Darren Marsh comes in on the ground ball. That'll move Thompson up to second. 1-0 Medford early. The 5-time defending state champions. Winning it since 2014 and onward. And so far showing no sign of stopping. That's going to be a fair ball down the third base line. Bennett Thompson is going to round third. He's heading home and he will score as well. 1 out, RBI double that time for Dylan Marsh. Medford is swinging it early. They are ready to go in this championship game. They lead 2-0. That brings up Zach Ankeny. Going to mention Cam Parks. One of the couple guys, a really good thrower for Eugene, comes into play with a 3.1 ERA on the season. He's already allowed a couple guys to come in. That one will get into center field. They're going to hold Marsh at third, though. But the Mustangs are ready to swing it here in the championship game. Zach Ankeny pumping up his team. That'll bring up Taven Passy. Runners at the corners. 1 out. They are swinging quick. We're only 10 pitches in for Cam Parks. There's already been 3 base hits and an error. We'll mention that none of these runs are earned against Parks so far, but they still are on the scoreboard for Medford nonetheless. They lead 2-0 early. Parks has to work out of the stretch already. The first pitch to the left-handed hitting Passy is high for a ball. He'll take it. 1-0 with 1 out in the inning. The 1 out came from Evan McLennan. It was an RBI, though, a productive out. Medford doing a great job already. This is their 6th straight championship game. Before them, it was Salem back in 2013. Let me make sure I got my numbers right here. 2013 for Salem. Before that, though, 2012, the Challengers won it, and then their Salem counterparts again in 2011. The last time Medford won it before their 5-time stint was in 2009. They've got the most state championships of any program in Oregon history, with a 16-time state champion. Next closest to them is Roseburg with 15, and then there's quite a gap between Roseburg and Klamath Falls. Klamath Falls has the 3rd most in Oregon history with 9. But Medford looking to keep it rolling and make it 6 straight, as they've done what they've needed to in the first inning already. Before Bennett Thompson has even thrown a pitch, he has a 2-run lead. It's a 2-2 count to Taven Passy, the left-handed hitting catcher for the Medford Mustangs. One of the better surprises for the Mustangs this season. He has hit extremely well for this team. Ankeny, little lead off of first. Hit in the air, likely out of play, and it will be. And we're at Kiger Stadium here in Klamath Falls. The final day of the tournament, the championship game. Kiger Stadium opened in 1948, the host of the 1968 Babe Ruth World Series, 1970 American Legion World Series. Of course, the American Legion World Series now held in Shelby, North Carolina. But before you can get there, you got to go to the Northwest Regional Championship. The winner of this game will play Juneau, Alaska, who won the Alaskan State Championship last night. They will open the tournament together at 10 a.m. Juneau winning their third straight championship, only the second team in Alaska history to win 3 straight championships. That'll be an RBI single into left field as Dylan Marsh comes around to score a 3-0 game for the Medford Mustangs. RBI base hit for Passy brings up Bennett Smith. We're going to have a meeting on the mound with Cam Parks, who has had no breathing room here in the first inning. He's given up 4 hits, 3 of whom have come around, and only 1 of them earned against him now. And it's tough for him. Medford, an experienced team. They've been here before, along with Coach Nate Maben. They've been here the past 6 years. I mean, this is their 6th straight time playing for the championship. You can't get much better than that for Medford.
First baseman for 6, Bennett Smith.
We'll bring up Bennett Smith. One out in the inning, runners at first and second. Pitch to Smith, misses there. Just to recap this first inning so far, Darren Marsh led things off with a double. Bennett Thompson was aboard on the air. Both of those guys have come around to score. Evan McLennan grounded out, but it brought home an RBI. Dylan Marsh, who hit 4th in the order, doubled, and he came around to score after driving in an RBI. Zach Ankeny has an RBI, and so does Taven Passy. Both of those guys aboard on singles from earlier on in the inning. Strike called there. Ball and a strike now. Matter of fact, it's 2-1. Already in the 7th man in the order for Medford. It's Bennett Smith up. Left-handed hitting first baseman. And that one is roped into left field as well. That base hit's going to load the bases. They're actually going to hold Ankeny at third. Medford Mustangs have come out swinging in the first.
Left fielder, number 23, Jeremiah Huffman.
Brings up Jeremiah Huffman, the starting left fielder, the number 8 man in the lineup. First pitch to him will miss high. Five hits already for Medford, and we're not out of the first. They've swung the bat extremely well so far. That one comes in high and tight to Huffman. 2-0. Swing and a miss. That'll be a strike into Huffman. Probably one of the few strikes that Cam Parks has gotten into the catcher's glove so far. It's Connor Jones behind the plate for Eugene. The man who got the challengers here. The walk-off win against Dallas just about an hour and a half ago. Connor Jones was responsible for the sacrifice fly that got him home. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Cam Parks gets him swinging for the second out in the inning. First strikeout for Parks. First pitch to Costanti, misses high and in. The 1-0, that'll be taken for a strike. Cam Parks trying to keep the deficit where it is. He's allowed 3 runs to come across already, though only one of them earned. They're still up on the board for Medford. That one will be fouled back. That'll be strike 3. Cam Parks strikes out the final 2 guys he faces in the first. But Medford gets 3 runs across on 5 hits in the inning. They lead 3-0. Eugene coming up in the bottom half. You're watching the AAA American Legion Oregon State Championship live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jetboat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. You're watching the AAA Oregon American Legion State Championship live on Play Action Sports Media. Glad you could be with us with this rematch in the tournament. Medford actually beat Eugene a couple of nights ago in a walk-off victory, a 4-3 win for the Medford Mustangs, and they came out swinging in the top half of this inning. They put 5 hits on the board, 3 runs came across, though they were aided a little bit by an error at shortstop by C.J. Townsend. Only one of those 3 runs was earned. But regardless, they lead 3-0 in a state championship game. And, you don't start counting the outs yet. But 21 to go for the Medford Mustangs, and they'll be state champions. 3-0 lead feels probably like a 6-0 lead in the championship game. On the mound for the Mustangs is Bennett Thompson, the man who was the hero against the Challengers the last time out. He got the RBI single, walk-off hit. He was the hero against the Eugene Challengers last time these two teams played in the bottom of the 8th inning, and now he gets a chance to try to silence them on the mound. Cole Wilkinson will hit that one well foul. Starting lineup for the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers. It's Cole Wilkinson at first base. Batting behind him in the second spot is Cal Morgan in left field. Hitting third is Keller Edwards at second base. Batting cleanup is C.J. Townsend at short. Wilkinson will go down on strikes. Out number 1. Batting fifth is Jonathan Prescott in right field. Hitting sixth is Peyton Bracey, designated hitting. In the 7th spot is Bo Burnett at third base. Hitting 8th is Connor Jones, and catching and batting in the 9th spot is Dane Woodcook. That one bounced out towards short. Zach Ankeny, a good hard throw, gets him. 2 quick outs for the Challengers in the bottom half of the first. And that will bring up Keller Edwards, hitting just a shade over 300 coming into this game. Edwards in the matchup against Dallas earlier today came away with 1 base hit in 4 tries. But again, Eugene winning that game against Dallas. A walk-off win for them as well. That'll be taken for a strike. 3-2 win for Eugene against Dallas earlier today. A walk-off win for them. This was the second time they had beaten Dallas 3-2 in this tournament. Now playing Medford for the second time, hoping for a reversal of fortunes, but they do trail 3-0. Swing and a miss. Bennett Thompson pumped up coming off the mound. The Medford Mustangs lead 3-0 after 1 in the Oregon State Championship game. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. You're watching the AAA American Legion State Tournament. 3-0. The Medford Mustangs are leading the Eugene Challengers. The 640th and final Legion game of the Oregon season. The winner here plays Juneau, Alaska in the Northwest Regional and is also crowned the state champion of Oregon. The Medford Mustangs have had that title for the past 5 years and looking like they might make it 6 if they continue hitting the way they have been. Leading things off is Darren Marsh in the top half of the second. He's going to watch ball 2 cross the plate. Cam Parks reportedly fighting a little bit of a flu, a stomach bug, something going around, and must definitely be sick a little bit after that first inning. He fires in a strike there. Hope Parks can get back on the rails for Eugene's sake, but he gave up 3 runs in the top half of the first. Medford last year, they are the 5-time defending state champions, though last year they lost to the Mid-Valley Southpaws, Albany, in the state championship game. Now, you might be wondering, if you haven't followed American Legion, how they're the state champions but lost last year. Well, they won on appeal on an illegal player situation with Albany. It's not too worth getting into. There's a lot of weeds to get through, but Medford won it on appeal, and they went to the Northwest Regional. They lost 2 and were out. And leading things off here at the walk is Darren Marsh.
Marsh draws a walk, brings up the pitcher, number 10.
No movement in the Eugene bullpen. Cam Parks is already up near 40 pitches. Medford Mustangs won the state championship the last time it was held at Kiger as well, against Dallas in 2017. And unable to make the play was C.J. Townsend at short. That's going to be his second error of the game in 2 innings.
Now batting, third baseman, 14, Evans.
Challengers 2 errors and no hits to this point. That's the second time Thompson is going to reach on the E6 as well. And we'll bring up Evan McLennan. Last time these two teams played was Monday night. That could be a double play ball. A throwback to first in time to Wilkinson. So a 3-6-3 double play. Brings up Dylan Marsh. But we'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in when these two teams played last. It broke our record for the most viewed piece of content on our website at over 1,100 views. So again, thanks to everyone who tuned in against the last time these two teams played. Hopefully we can break that record again for the state championship. 2 outs in the inning. Runner on third is going to be Darren Marsh, the younger brother of Dylan Marsh. That one will bounce the ball on a strike. Medford Mustangs against the Eugene Challengers, teams that have played 5 previous times this year. Eugene beat Medford 3 out of 4 times in the regular season. And then Medford beat them earlier on in the state tournament. Again, I mentioned the walk-off victory that got the Mustangs this spot in the state championship game. Again, they played Dallas last night. Wasn't a must-win. Of course, it was a like-to-have-had win because they lost 6-2 against the Dallas Dirtbags. Coach Maben said they definitely weren't going to burn anyone as far as pitching goes, but definitely still wanted to win that game. It would have given them a little bit of cushion here in the championship game to maybe drop one if it came down to it. But right now they're leading 3-0 over the Challengers in the top of the second. And if they keep rolling, they got a runner on third. Cam Parks comes set. Kicks, fires, the breaking ball is hit foul. Medford Mustangs finished the season 10-10 in league play in Area 4. It's an all Area 4 final. And that just cements probably the thought in many people's minds already that Area 4, one of the toughest leagues to play in the entire Northwest. That one has popped up. And will stay in the infield. Keller Edwards puts that one away for the third and final out of the inning. The Mustangs leave one stranded in the second. They got 1 base hit. They still lead 3-0 over the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers. We head to the bottom half of the second. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
affordable truck and RV for the places you would like to be.
I'd like to thank Les Schwab Tires of Southern Oregon for supporting youth baseball and PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Welcome back to the AAA American Legion State Tournament on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. We're in the bottom of the second inning between the Challengers and the five-time reigning state champion Medford Mustangs. 3-0. Medford is leading it early. Bottom of the second, as I mentioned. Leading things off for the Challengers in this half is C.J. Townsend, John Prescott, and Peyton Bracey. Townsend, who's at the plate right now, has had a little bit of trouble defensively for Eugene to this point in the game. 2 errors. And hoping to make up for it at the plate. He had 3 base hits in the win against Dallas a little while ago. As again, the Challengers had to beat the Dirtbags to get here. And Townsend was a vital part of that. He was actually the game-winning run. But maybe left it all on the field in that one. It's too early to tell, but he has committed 2 errors. As I said, he's in a 2-2 count to Bennett Thompson. Swung on, foul back, still 2-2. Last time Eugene won a state championship, it was 2012. That one is hit hard towards Zach Ankeny. The long throw to first in time. That 2012 championship, though, for Eugene, not their only one. Also winning it in 1999 and 1985. So quite a long time in between those 3 championships from each other. I mean, 85 to 99, quite the long wait too. 14 years. The 0-1 is swung on and missed that time by John Prescott. Bennett Thompson, he's going to be working from the stretch. He works quickly. That was a slider. Misses up. Thompson pitched the opening game of the tournament against the Klamath Falls Falcons. He only gave up 1 run. That one will be fouled off. The Mustangs would end up beating the Falcons in the opening game of the tournament 7-1. Then the next day they would beat the Salem Dodgers 15-2. That one's hit hard towards short again. Ankeny up with it. A nice dig that time from Thompson. Or from Smith at first, my apologies. Bennett Smith at first base. Great dig. Another 6-3 putout. Bringing up Peyton Bracey, the designated hitter. He started the game against Dallas at first base. But now that's Cole Wilkinson. That one hit out to second. Throw on again. 1-2-3, go the Challengers. They trail 3-0 to the Medford Mustangs in the AAA American Legion State Championship game. And you're watching it all on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate jet boat excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
It's winner take all in this championship game between the Medford Mustangs and the Eugene Challengers. Medford 3, Eugene nothing. We're in the top of the third. Zach Ankeny, Taven Passy, Bennett Smith leading things off for the reigning champions, the Medford Mustangs. You ask anyone a month and a half ago if the Mustangs would be where they are right now, I mean, people would not believe it. You can't count Medford out ever, but, I mean, finishing 10-10 in league, you would not think they'd be where they are right now. And leading things off is that one actually skips past Cal Morgan in left field. Zach Ankeny going to wind up at second. Call it a single and an error in left field. That's 3 errors in 3 innings for the Challengers. Brings up Taven Passy. So again, call it a single and an error for Ankeny as he moves up to second. Taven Passy singled home a run his last time through. We'll see what he can do now with Ankeny waiting for him at second. First pitch is hit hard into right field. That'll be down. Fair. Ankeny. He's going home. 4-0 Medford on the RBI double that time from Taven Passy. And the Medford Mustangs continue to lay it on.
Brings up first baseman, number 6, Bennett Smith.
That'll bring up Bennett Smith, who singled in his first time through. Another left-handed hitter. Left-handed hitting for the Medford Mustangs, Evan McLennan. He's actually at third base. He's not up in this inning, at least yet. Then you got Taven Passy and Bennett Smith, your left-handed hitters for the Mustangs. Time is going to be called. Cam Parks will have to step off. But the Medford Mustangs, I mean, they've been here before. And head coach Nate Maben has been here before. In his 9th year, and again, out of those 9 years, this is the 6th time he's played for a championship. I mean, it's absolutely unreal how this Medford team finds a way every season. And I say that as, you know, all the credit to Medford. I mean, like I said, you watch this team 6 weeks ago, and you're saying this team, you know, they've been good the past 5 years, but maybe this is the year someone can dethrone them. And here they are, up 4 runs in the 3rd inning of the state championship. It's just incredible how this team can flip a switch when they need to most. They lost the opening super regional game against Corvallis, came back the next day and won the next 2 when they needed it most. I mean, saved off elimination 2 games in a row and then went on a tear. After losing that opening game to Corvallis, they won 5 straight to get here. Taken low, 3-1. They did lose to Dallas yesterday, but again, it wasn't a must-win. They would have liked to have won it, sure, but not a must-win. And now that it is, they are laying it on Eugene. The 3-1, chopped towards first. Wilkinson up with it. The toss on to Parks in time. But in the meantime, Taven Passy does move to third. 1 out. Passy at third. And there's going to be time. Jeremiah Huffman, he struck out his first time through. He's going to get a second opportunity here after Bennett Smith grounded out the first casualty in the third. Medford Mustangs, they put 3 runs up in the first. RBIs credited to Evan McLennan, Dylan Marsh, and Zach Ankeny for Medford. And the RBI in this inning credited to Zach Ankeny again. So he's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And the third-year shortstop for Medford having quite the year. That strike taken outside. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here in Klamath Falls. It's blowing out to straightaway central. Ball is strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. It's at third. Foul back. It's a great day in Klamath Falls, 86 degrees, but the wind definitely picking up about 10 miles an hour, blowing out to the northwest. And again, that's pretty much dead center field. I'll give you a look at the flag here in just a minute after the 1-2 pitch from Cam Parks. See what you can do here with Jeremiah Huffman. Check that. It'll be ball 2. Give you a look at this flag here in dead center field past the 385 sign. And you can see it there blowing pretty hard to straightaway center field. One and two called, strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Chase Costanti. Gets out of the way of that one, high and tight, ball 1. 1 run already home for Medford here in the third. 1 more waiting at third. That one's hit hard into left field. That'll drop in front of the center fielder for Eugene. And that'll drive in Taven Passy, an RBI single that time for Chase Costanti.
Now batting center fielder, number 27, Darren Marsh.
Five to nothing Medford, and we're going to see a visit from the Eugene Challengers on the mound. Gives us a quick second, though, to thank a couple of people that made this state tournament broadcasts possible. Play Action Sports Media would like to thank Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions, along with Affordable Truck and RV, Timber Country Coca-Cola, and Les Schwab Tires. We're going to see a pitching change for Eugene coming with 2 outs in the third. Coming out to pitch, we'll get the changes for you when we come back. Again, 5 to nothing, Medford leading. You're watching the Oregon State Championship live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Jarrett Allen coming in relief of Cam Parks here in the third. Cam Parks exits responsible for the runner on first. That's Chase Costanti. He allowed 5 runs to come across, 4 of them earned. Gave up 8 hits. Again, over 2 2/3 innings. It's now up to Jarrett Allen. Allen donning the number 23 from Willamette High School, listed as a pitcher and outfielder, getting a chance to try to keep Medford where they are here in the state championship game. Misses twice to start things off against the leadoff man in the Medford order, Darren Marsh. Is already his third at-bat of the game. He is 1 for 1. He walked back in the second. He doubled in the first. 3 balls and no strikes to him now. That'll miss, ball 4. Definitely not what Coach Ken Niles wanted to see out of Allen coming out of the pen. It'll be a 4-pitch walk, putting a runner into scoring position with 2 outs in the inning. Only need 1 good pitch to get out of it here, but moving to the top of this Medford order, you got Bennett Thompson. You know, he has reached on an error twice. He probably should be, well, he is 0 for 2, but he probably shouldn't have came around to score once. That one is dribbled out in front of the mound. Toss to Wilkinson in time will end the inning. Medford Mustangs push 2 runs across on 3 base hits. They lead 5-0 in the AAA American Legion Oregon State Championship live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Bottom of the third inning, Bo Burnett leading things off for the Challengers. They trail 5-0 to the Medford Mustangs, who got here because they beat Eugene earlier on in the bracket 4-3. Now to be called a strike. Burnett, Connor Jones, Dane Woodcook, 7-8-9. That one's hit hard and into right field. It'll be the first base hit for the Challengers. Burnett coming through.
Burnett starts things off with a base hit. Brings up catcher, number 12, Connor Jones.
And that'll bring up Connor Jones, responsible for the RBI that got Eugene to this point. Connor Jones with a sacrifice fly that drove in C.J. Townsend in the bottom of the 8th inning just about 2 hours ago. Taken for strike 1 there. Jones, about a 200 hitting catcher. He swings and misses at that one. It'll put him down 0-2. Dane Woodcook is in center field for the Challengers. He bats 9th in the order after Jones. Timeout is called. Bennett Thompson has pitched very well to this point. Kept it economical too. His 25th pitch coming up. And that'll be looked at for ball 1. Hit in the air. Going back, and that will land foul. Still 1-2. Hit hard. That'll end up in center field. The bottom of the order for Eugene coming through. Connor Jones gets a base hit there.
Brings up center fielder, number 7, Nate Woodcook.
Nobody out. 2 runners on for Eugene. Their best opportunity to strike in this game. Back-to-back base hits allowed them to do so. The first one to Woodcook. He shows bunt, pulls back, called, strike 1. This Medford Mustangs team really into it now. You can hear Dylan Marsh in right field after every pitch. Good job, Bennett. Good job, Bennett. Oh, and that bunt, not the way they wanted that to go. Bennett Thompson comes off the mound to make the play. And that'll be the first out here in the third.
Brings up first baseman, number 8, Cole.
Top of the order now, Cole Wilkinson. He struck out in his first plate appearance. One of the only 2 guys that Thompson has got down on strikes so far. Through the first time through the lineup. Looks at ball 1 there. Wilkinson spent last spring at the University of Portland. Plans on returning there. This is his last year eligibility with the Challengers. And he takes a look at strike 1. Wilkinson pitched a gem against Dallas earlier today. Went 8 innings, only allowing 2 runs. He got the win. Now starting at first base, it's up to him to try to drive in the runs that Eugene desperately needs here in the third. The 2-1 to Wilkinson coming up. He settles back in. The left-handed bat, again, from the University of Portland, hitting a scorching .490 coming into play today. .490 batting average. Got to say it twice to really believe it. Absolutely astounding. One of the reasons he's such a good hitter, he's got a great eye. We'll see what he takes. The 3-1, a ground ball to Ankeny, and he's unable to do anything with it. And you hope he's not hurt. That looks like that ball might have came up and maybe caught him in the chin or the face. But he's going to walk it off. Ankeny's all right. He's a warrior out there. So they're going to go ahead and give Wilkinson a base hit. And that will load the bases for Cal Morgan. 3 base hits in this inning for Eugene. Load the bases. They're playing a little bit of station to station here. Can respect it. Loads the bases now for Cal Morgan, who is 0 for 1. Looking to change things here, though. He looks at ball 1 there. Morgan in the game against Dallas was hitless. So it'll be a great first time for him to crack into that H column on the day so far. Morgan finished the game against Dallas 0 for 4. He was hit by a pitch. Pitch from Thompson. A curveball. That's hit right at Ankeny. The throw back to second. They did not get him. But good idea by Ankeny. Second out. Bringing up Keller Edwards.
Number 16, Keller Edwards.
For Edwards, he struck out his first plate appearance. Edwards at Southwestern Oregon Community College after graduating from Churchill. And he hits that one hard on the ground. Ankeny gloves it. No, he just stops it. He must be pretty frustrated with himself there as Eugene cracks into the runs column. They now only trail 5-1. And that'll go down as an error against Ankeny. Not the day for the shortstops of either of these two teams. 2 errors for CJ Townsend, who's up now, the shortstop for the Challengers, and 1 for Ankeny. The 0-1 pitch to Townsend. That one's chopped. Ankeny is going to take that one on a hop. Throw to first, and they get him. Oh, no. Close play. Bang, bang. Coach Niles is not going to argue with that one. I don't know. I might throw my 2 cents into that one. A close play. Regardless, it will end the inning. The Challengers do push 1 run across in the inning on 3 base hits. They leave the bases loaded. They trail 5-1 to the Medford Mustangs. You're watching the AAA American Legion State Championship live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Your concrete supplies are available at Riverside Ready Mix Incorporated. Get everything from bolts to rebar. Ensure you have the quality supplies you need to get the job done. Get ready mixed concrete delivered right to your home or business. We have over 50 years of experience supplying quality concrete. Are you in need of a new septic or water tank? Call us for an appointment to take advantage of our exceptional precast septic and water tank sales. Call now.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Winner take all here at Kiger Stadium. The Medford Mustangs lead the Challengers 5-1 for the Medford Mustangs thus far in the game. 5 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 4 guys on. For the Challengers, 1 run on 3 hits. They've committed 3 errors. They've also left 3 guys on base so far in this one.
14, Evan McLennan.
Leading things off for the Mustangs in the 4th, Evan McLennan. McLennan 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. As Allen still on the mound for the Challengers. Coming in relief of Cam Parks, you can close the book on him. He went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He struck out 3 and walked 1. If Medford's lead holds, he would be the losing pitcher. But still quite a bit of baseball to go. Now it'll be popped up. We'll go foul. 2-1. And the Challengers are challenging the 5-time state champion, the Medford Mustangs. Medford leading after this one into the 4th, 5-1. And you're watching the Oregon-California American Legion State Championship game. Big breaking ball. Oh my goodness, barely misses. 3-2. Count remains balls and 2 strikes. Hit in the air. Going back is Prescott. He'll make the catch. Second out. Pardon me, the first out of the inning.
Prescott with the catch, out number 1. Brings up the right fielder, number 37, Dylan Marsh.
Brings up Dylan Marsh, who is 1 for 2. An RBI double for him in the first. Dylan, of the 2 Marsh brothers, the center and right fielder for the Medford Mustangs. Darren Marsh, the younger brother, his first year in a Mustangs uniform. Quite a big surprise. He found himself starting in center and has produced all season long. He's already got a double in this one, as brother Dylan, who finds himself in a 1-1 count against Jarrett Allen. And winner here moves on to the Northwest Regional at Lewiston, Idaho. Will play Juneau, Alaska in the opening round at 10 a.m. in Lewiston, Idaho. That's a week from today. That starts 10 a.m. Either the Challengers or the Mustangs. That one's popped up. Will stay in. Wilkinson moves over, puts that one away for the second out.
Brings up shortstop, Zach Ankeny.
Brings up Zach Anker 2 with 2 RBIs. No RBI opportunity here, but a base hit would definitely help the Mustangs out. He's going to watch the breaking ball. Might have been low, called a strike, 0-1. Swung on and missed for Ankeny, 0-2. On a breaking ball, Ankeny gets a hold of that one. Snagging it short was Townsend. A beautiful job. And that will retire the side for the Medford Mustangs. They go 1-2. They lead 5-1 heading into the bottom half of the fourth. You're watching the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Championship. ActionSportsMedia.com.
River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion, the best of the rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
This broadcast on PlayActionSportsMedia.com brought to you by Les Schwab Tires of Southern Oregon. Special thanks to Troy Leeper of Les Schwab Tire Pros of Southern Oregon. We're doing the right thing matters with pride and performance since 1952. Bottom of 4 in the Oregon California Supply Legion State Championship game, powered by Les Schwab Tires. 5-1. The Medford Mustangs are leading the challenger. Still on the mound for Medford is Bennett Thompson. He's done extravagantly through the first one, and that will be to Zach Ankeny, to Smith for out number 1. Brings up Peyton Bracey. 1, grounded out in his only other plate appearance. One to 0 to Bracey, the big bat in the middle of the Eugene order. Bracey hitting just a shade over 300, 308 to be exact, coming into play. Ball and a strike. One and two to Bracey. He's known to strike out. Kind of reminds you of the guys in the big leagues who lead in strikeouts and also lead the league in home runs. Launches one there, 1 and 2. That one's hit. Diving play by Dylan Marsh in right. He lays it all on the line for that one and puts it away for the second out of the inning.
Brings up third baseman, number 14, Bo Burnett.
Bo Burnett takes one high and tight for ball. Burnett singled back in the third. He's 1 for 1. Continues to swing the bat well in the turn. Ball and a strike to Burnett now. He also singled a couple times in the game earlier against Dallas. Looking to make it a 2-for-2 day here in the championship game. And it's winner take all. One game to decide the Oregon State champion. With a 2-strike pitch, it goes high, 2 and 2. Mustangs playing for the 6th time in a row. 3 and 2. The walk will go to. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Connor.
Brings up catcher, number 12, Connor.
First walk issued by Thompson. It's good to get that far into this one. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Called a strike, 0-2. Connor Jones singled, was left stranded his last time through. Hit to short. Ankeny backhands it. The long throw to first. Oh! Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Long interruption there. Again, I apologize. Had trouble with our transmission, but we're going to be back on the air for the rest of this game. Bottom of the 7th inning. Still 5-1. You didn't miss anything in terms of scoring. Medford Mustangs leading the Eugene Challengers in the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Championship on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Though the Medford Mustangs did threaten in the top half, still nothing came out of it. Same goes for the Challengers in the fifth inning. Where we had last lost you, Cole Wilkinson led things off with the double, but was left stranded, unfortunately. But now we're going to get back into the action here just after this half inning. Bennett Thompson still on the mound for the Medford Mustangs. And again, apologize one more time for losing you there for a little while, but we're back on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Leading things off is John Prescott for the Eugene Challengers. He takes a swing at strike one there, 0-1. So again, you didn't miss anything in terms of scoring. Still a 5-1 game. Medford doing a great job. That'll be a pop fly to third base. Bennett Smith puts that one away for the first out.
Brings up DH 9, Peyton Bracey.
Brings up Peyton Bracey. He's 0 for 2. Last time up was a line drive into right field that Dylan Marsh stole what was definitely extra bases away from Bracey. Bennett Smith continuing to throw lights out baseball. Pitch number 75 is a filthy breaking pitch, 0-2. Challengers down to perhaps their final 5 outs of the season. Swing and a miss there, make it 4 outs. Bracey goes down on strikes. Out number 2. For Thompson, unofficially, third strikeout of the day.
Brings up third baseman number 14, Bo Burnett.
And that'll bring up Bo Burnett. Singled and walked a couple times through already. That one will miss, 2-0. Make that 2-1 now. That one hit out towards second. Up with it and on to first. Third and final out of the 6th. 5-1, we head to the 7th. You're watching the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Tournament on PlayActionSportsMedia.com, powered by Les Schwab Tires.
Affordable Truck and RV for the places you would like to be.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Top of 7. Medford Mustangs lead the Eugene Challengers 5-1 in the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Championship. And on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Winner plays Alaska, Juneau, Alaska. West Regional at Lewiston, Idaho, just a week from today. Still on the mound for the Challengers is Jarrett Allen. Allen, Cam Parks, and Allen has pitched extremely well to this point in the game. Only he's given up the 1 run. and has done extremely well to try to keep the challengers in this game. As it was a swing and a miss that time from Taven Passy. Passy for 3 on the day. Count 0-2 to him. As that one is hit hard out to short. Townsend lets that one sneak right through. That's his 3rd error of the game. Reaching first safely is Taven Passy.
Up at first baseman, number 6, Bennett Smith.
That's Townsend's 3rd error. Ouch. Again, thanks for helping us get Greg O'Connor, Klamath Falcons assistant coach. Having trouble with the old Verizon out here and still having some issues with it. Again, we'll apologize if we lose you throughout the rest of this tournament finals game. Having a tough time with our transmission. Of course, it happens on day 5. We get through the first 4 days of the tournament, hardly any issues at all, and now we get to the championship day, and we've been struggling to stay with you all afternoon. Again, we apologize for it. We thank you for continuing to support us on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Again, the last time these two teams played, it broke a record on our site for the most views at, I believe the figure last I checked was 1,150, and that broke the record by a mile. Hopefully we can get it up there for this state championship game too, as that'll be a walk
Fielder, 23,
to Bennett Smith.
now batting, number 8, Ryan Sandoval.
And batting for Huffman is Sandoval. Huffman exits his day 0 for 3. Puts runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of 7 of the state championship game. A rematch of a game earlier in this tournament, as I had mentioned. A 4-3 victory for the Mustangs in extras, a walk-off win for them. One and one. Swing and a miss. Ball on 2 strikes to Ryan Sandoval coming off the bench. His first plate appearance here. Swung on, hit past the diving glove of Burnett at third. And that will load the bases for the Mustangs in the 7th. Try to put this game even further out of reach. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Chase Costanti a chance now. Costanti, singled back in the 3rd. And there's the ball from Allen on the mound. We're going to return on PlayActionSportsMedia.com and get the substitutions for you. Looks like Trent Keeler coming in for the challengers. You're watching the Oregon-California Supply AAA American Legion State Tournament powered by Les Schwab, PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Welcome back to the Oregon California Supply AAA American Legion State Championship game on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Top of the 7th inning, the Medford Mustangs have the bases loaded. A new arm on the mound for the Eugene Challengers is Trent Keeler. Trent Keeler starts it out with a strike. These two teams meeting 4 previous times. Well, 5 previous times, counting the state tournament game that they played a couple days ago that Medford won. Eugene took 3 out of 4 in the regular season against the Mustangs. But as we know, the regular season matters very little once you get to the state tournament. It just matters, you know, who's the best team on paper, who's playing the best baseball. And right now it's the Medford Mustangs by far. They lead 5-1. The 2-1 is popped up. Keeler calls everyone off. First out, bases remain. For the Medford Mustangs, 18-player roster. Only 8 guys returning next year. They're losing a lot of the veteran players, the veteran presence that helped them get to this point in the state tournament. But pardon me, even though they lose those guys, still great experience for his team, and especially if they're able to take the step. Three and one now. 1 out, bases juiced for Darren Marsh. Pleasant surprise of the Mustangs this season. That one popped up. And that one will remain out of play. Strike 3 called to Darren Marsh. 2 away in the inning. Short. Townsend taps second, and somehow, someway, Trent Keeler dances out of that one. Leaves the bases loaded. The Medford Mustangs still lead 5-1 going into the bottom half of the 7th. Down to their final 3 outs. Can they come back? The 4 runs needed to tie this one up. We'll find out next on the Oregon California Supply AAA Legion State Tournament, powered by Les Schwab Tires on on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jet boat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Connor Jones stepping back in. Going to see a new man warming up in the Medford bullpen, should they need to use him. It's going to be right-handed thrower Skylar Goddard. Goddard not used to coming out of the bullpen, but if he has to, he will today, as that one's hit hard to center field. Leadoff base hit for the Challengers. They're not going down without a fight. That makes Jones 3 for 3. And that will bring up Dane Woodcook. Woodcook takes a hack, fouls it back. Medford, a team, and he counted out at the beginning of the tournament. I think I might fall victim to that. Medford, not a team that was on a lot of people's radar. I think Dallas, a big looker. So was Willamette Valley, who went out in 2, as well as the Eugene Challengers, who are in the final. But Medford, ask someone, maybe 25% of the people you ask say Medford, just because of the experience of Coach Maben and this team's pedigree in the playoffs. And that's a swing and a miss to Dane Woodcook. Strikeout on the day for Thompson. To the top of the order, Cole Wilkinson. And the Mustangs can taste this state championship. Ball is called on the outside part of the plate. 1-0. Hit in the air. Deep center field. Going back is Darren Marsh. He'll go to the wall. It'll bounce on the warning track. Wilkinson runs into one there. A one-out double. Puts 2 runners in scoring position now for Cal Morgan. Wilkinson now owns a 3 for 4 day after that double there. That brings up Cal Morgan. He's yet to record a hit all afternoon. That's dating back to his game against Dallas, too. That one is fouled back. Cal Morgan pops that one up. Will that stay in play? No, it'll go out. 0-2 to Cal Morgan. Isaiah Lugo, who's hitting for Morgan, was hit by the pitch. Loads the bases. Jones at third. Wilkinson at second. Lugo at first. And Brandon Good is actually going to run for Isaiah Lugo. Tying run at the base for the, tying run at the plate, I should say, for the Challengers. And Keller Edwards to bat. That one will get down into center field. 1-1 comes around to score, and they're going to hold Wilkinson at third. No, he's actually going to come in and score. Challengers only down 5-3. Big time hit that time for Keller Edwards. A 2 RBI single. Will bring home Wilkinson and Jones. And they're going to have a meeting out there on the mound. I believe Maben might make a switch here. We'll see. Eugene now has the winning run at the plate with only one away. They're going to leave Thompson out there. They have faith in their starter. And I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing if I'm Coach Maben. Bennett Thompson has pitched extravagantly so far.
Number 10, CJ Townsend.
C.J. Townsend. He comes through with the base hit there. They're going to wave Brandon Good home. There will be no play at the plate. And back at first, no, they don't get him. Tying run is on base for the Eugene Challengers, and things are just getting started. Runners at the corners. One RBI comes home. It was Isaiah Lugo. Well, it was him. Switched in for Brandon Good. Keller Edwards is at third. And C.J. Townsend at first. Now you get to the middle of the order. Jonathan Prescott for the Challengers. Still one out in the inning. Thompson toes the rubber once more. Prescott is 0 for on the day. Chance here for the biggest at-bat of the season. He swings and misses a big cut at that one for strike one. Every fan in this stadium on the edge of their seat. All the Challengers standing in the dugout. Can only imagine what the players on the field are feeling. The 0-1 from Thompson. Taking off. That one's blooped. And they're going to be able to move back to first. And the Medford Mustangs have won 6 straight Oregon championships. Unbelievable here at Kiger Stadium. Somehow, the Medford Mustangs wiggle their way out of a jam, get a gifted double play, and they are your 2019 Oregon State champions. Incredible.
Great game, gentlemen. Both teams. Great job.
A 5-4 final here from Kiger Stadium. Once again, the Medford Mustangs, your 2019 state champions. We'll be back to try to understand what just happened here in the bottom half of the 7th. 5-4 the final. Stick with us for the Play Action Sports Media postgame show. You're watching PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Affordable Truck and RV for the places you would like to be.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Don't know how it happened, but the Medford Mustangs are your 2019 Oregon State champions for the 6th time running. There they are right there on your screen. Finals for them. 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, and they left 8 runners on base. We'll get it right for Eugene on your screen. For them, it was 8 hits. The killer for them, 4 errors, and they left 7 runners on base. The winning pitcher, a fantastic performance for him, Bennett Thompson with the win, pitching all 7 innings, giving up the 4 runs. They were earned. He struck out 4. He walked 1, again, over 7 innings of work. Fantastic job for Bennett Thompson. And for Cam Parks, he is the losing pitcher. He only went 2 2/3, gave up 6 hits. 6 of the 10 hits came in the first 2 2/3 innings. For the Medford Mustangs. 5 runs came across, 4 of them earned. He struck out 4 and walked 1. Coming in relief for him, a really good game from Jarrett Allen. He kept the Mustangs right where they were. Mustangs hadn't scored since the 3rd inning, and Jarrett Allen, a big part of that. He pitched 3 1/3, only giving up 4 hits. No runs came across for him. He struck out 1 and he walked 2. Jarrett Allen, give it up for him. And the Eugene Challengers. We'll recap what happened in this game, but the Eugene Challengers coming up just short in this one. Medford Mustangs struck first, 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning. Credit the RBIs to Evan McLennan, Dylan Marsh, and Zach Ankeny for allowing the Mustangs to get out to a 3-0 lead in the 1st inning. They then tacked on 2 more in the top of the 3rd. RBIs there go to Zach Ankeny along with Chase Costanti in that one, bringing home Taven Passy and Zach Ankeny as well. So fantastic job for those couple of guys. And the Medford Mustangs celebrating with everyone down there in the stands at Kiger Stadium. The Challengers then tried to answer back. It was a 5-1 ball game after the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Coming around to score was Bo Burnett on the RBI from Cole Wilkinson to bring that one home. It was 5-1 until the final bottom of the 7th inning when Eugene put up 3 runs. RBIs credited to Keller Edwards and CJ Townsend. They left the tying run at 3rd first, and the final play of the game, incredible, a line drive to the second baseman for Medford, which was Chasey, and he just trots it back to first base as they caught Townsend sleeping at first. He went halfway to second, realized it was over. Costanti caught the ball, tapped to first for a double play, 4 unassisted, something you don't hardly ever see. So a 5-4 final. The Medford Mustangs, the 2019 champions. We'll be back with the presentation of the trophies along with the thanks coming up next on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Welcome back to sportsmedia.com. Medford repeating for the 6th time as the Oregon State champions here in 2019, this time overhead door challengers. We'll take our final look at the 2019 Oregon Legion tournament at Kiger Stadium in Klamath. And once we're done with that, we're going to try to get a couple of the Medford players here on PlayActionSportsMedia.com with a couple interviews. But taking a quick look at the bracket, at least just for Medford, they started out their tournament with a 7-1 win against Clemson. That was on day 1. They then came back on day 2 on Sunday and really gave it to Salem, 15-2 for them. Coming back the next day was their first win against Eugene in the tournament, a walk-off 8-inning affair, 4-3. That gave them the spot in the state championship game, but they also then lost to Dallas 6-2 yesterday. It wasn't, but today was when they played the Eugene Overhead Door Challengers in the state championship. A 5-4 win for them. The winning pitcher, once again, Bennett Thompson, my MVP of the game for sure, and I'm sure that's what PA announcer Tom Keller said as well. 7 innings pitched, given up against him. 4 runs came across. He struck out 4 and only walked 1. The Medford team photo right now, and then we're going to try to start things off by talking to Dylan Marsh. We're going to try to also get Coach Mabin and Zach Ankeny cast as well. So stay tuned for all that. 5-4 the final. You're watching the postgame show on PlayActionSportsMedia.com.
Experience the Rogue River aboard this historical adventure full of wildlife and the breathtaking views of the legendary Hellgate Canyon. Our 2-hour, 36-mile Hellgate jetboat excursion offers you the best of the Rogue as we weave through the high-walled canyons and spot eagles, deer, and otter, all while your pilot shares the fascinating history of the wild and scenic Rogue River. The quick and scenic tour with Hellgate Jetboat Excursions. Book yours now at hellgate.com, where your adventure awaits.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. I'm here with one of the few guys we're going to talk to today, Dylan Marsh. First off, let me just get your straight-up emotions after that victory.
It's crazy. This is my third time in a row winning that. This is the most exciting one. That last one gave me a bit of a thrill, and Bennett really pitched his ass off for us tonight. It was impressive. We got big hits when we needed them, and gosh, I'm so amped up. I'm ready to go to Lewiston.
So I'm sure this one most exciting for you, not just because it was, an exciting last inning, but just because of the roller coaster of a season it was for you guys. Tell us a little bit about, how the team has kind of bonded over the tough times. And not a lot of people expected you guys to make it this far. You just proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, I knew we were a good team. I knew that we had the talent to go far, and we just needed the big hits and the big situations. I knew we had the talent to both get there. Everyone on the team knew we had the talent. We just kind of bonded together. We got hot, started winning a bunch of games. That Reno tournament really turned it around for us. And after that, we just took great stride. That's when we needed to start winning some ball games. We got some big wins.
As they say in baseball, it's not the best team that always wins, it's the hottest team that wins. You guys got hot at the right time. Congratulations, champions, your third time in a row. And I'm going to have to go ahead and ask you to get Zach Ankeny for me. And we'll continue the post-game show live on PlayActionSportsMedia.com in just a minute. Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you.
All right, back this time with Zach Ankeny. Raw emotions straight up right off the bat.
What? Sorry, can't hear a little bit.
Raw emotions for you straight up right off the bat after winning the championship.
Oh man, it was crazy. It was too close at the end, but we got it done, and I've never felt anything like it. That was probably the greatest feeling I've ever had. It was getting dogpiled at the end.
So talk about going to Lewiston your third time in a row, right?
Second.
This is your second time?
Yeah.
So I asked Dylan the same question. Roller coaster season for you guys, up and down, a lot of them. How'd you guys, stick together, put it out to the end?
At the very beginning, everyone was saying that we weren't supposed to make it to state, so we just kept on the back of our heads, and every game just grinded it out and pushed it forward. And it worked out. State championship now. That's good.
You had a couple base hits today, 1 RBI. As a player, I heard Coach Maben say not to make moments bigger than they are. Obviously easier said than done, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's it like going up to bat when you got a chance to drive in an RBI in the state tournament?
I just go up there thinking, drive the ball right field, and if he throws me inside, then I'm going to pull it. But, I just go up there like every other at bat and try to score him in, get a hit.
All right, thank you. Good luck in Lewiston, man. 2019 champion, Medford Mustangs. This is Zach Ankeny. Going to talk with Coach Maben as best we can coming up next on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back on PlayActionSportsMedia.com, this time with Coach Maben. Raw emotion straight up, right off it happened.
I don't know how to explain it. These guys, their heart and their desire to compete and get better throughout the summer and make adjustments and just believing in each other. These guys love each other. I haven't been around a group of guys. I've been around some great teams and guys that love, but these guys collectively, all 16, really care about each other. They love being around each other. They love being on the road together. And they're just a special group of guys that really showed that if you have heart, anything can happen. You're not always going to win them, but you give yourself a chance. And these guys have a ton of heart.
So that last inning, you went out to the mound. You talked to Thompson a little bit. Can you share a little bit of what was said to get that final out?
Well, it was a little bit of situational too. You know, it was letting them know where the important runners were, and you know that we needed to keep the hitter off a second and all that. And you know, Bennett's so composed on the mound. There's not much you ever have to say to him. He is so mature beyond his years. It's incredible to have a sophomore to be junior, be able to step in this situation against a team like that. That's a really good ball club. Not very many kids you're going to find that can do that at that age.
So now you're going to the regional. You guys open the tournament against Alaska, Juneau at 10 a.m. Have you watched any of their games? You know what to expect from them at all? Anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Nope.
You know, and that's kind of the fun part about regionals. You know, you get to go and you don't know these teams. They don't know you. They don't know how to pitch you. We don't know how to pitch them. It really comes down to executing and putting good swings on the baseball. But it's just a different environment in that sense. You know, here at the state tournament, everybody knows who everybody is. We've seen each other 5 or 6 times throughout the year, so this gets a little bit different now for us.
All right, thank you once again, Coach Maben, 2019 state champion, the Medford Mustangs. We'll be right back to wrap it up for you on PlayActionSportsMedia.com. All right, here once again with Dylan Marsh. Apologize for the mess up the first time. You said in the first time through, just an unreal experience and really rallied behind your pitcher, Bennett Thompson.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's for you, man.
Oh.
I just want to kind of recap what you said the first time.
You know, he pitched his ass off for us, and we wanted to play the best defense as possible for him. And, you know, gosh, he really did. He was lights out. He's been lights out this whole season for us, and he's an awesome kid. And we love all of our players, and we just kind of were together as a team on this one and really kicked some ass.
So, no, you're good, man.
Sorry
I love the
that.
emotion.
Sorry about that.
So this was your 3rd year, right, with the team?
Yeah.
So after the regional, even the World Series, if you guys make it that far, is your last year with the Mustangs. Leaving it in good hands, though, I hope you think, with your brother at the helm and a lot of young players. Can you speak to the young players this year on the team?
You know, they've really stepped it up. Everyone was kind of doubting us going into the season because we were young and inexperienced, but these kids really love the game of baseball, and they go hard 24/7, and they're a bunch of good kids, and I'm leaving the program in good hands, that's for sure.
beating the Challengers in this one. You guys had a hell of a game earlier in the tournament against them. We talked to Thompson then, try to get more players' reaction to that one, the walk-off win earlier in the tournament. I'm sure you wanted Eugene again. Tell us a little bit about watching Dallas and Eugene and what you were hoping for as a player personally coming into this one.
You know, I knew going into the championship, that we were set up pretty good for either one of the teams. They had to play an extra game than we did, and we had the better pitching going forward because we had Skyler in relief and Bennett eligible for this game. And, you know, it didn't really matter what team we faced. We knew we were going to have a really, really good shot at winning this one. And, yeah, that game earlier in the state tournament against Eugene was insane. That was for sure. Bennett came up big for us, and I knew once he got up that we were going to win it.
All right. Finally, that last inning of this one, you'd mentioned the first time I got you again, sorry, that you were a little bit nervous once you got the bases loaded there. Maybe not nervous, but you knew the implications for sure. But you kept composed. You won the championship. Again, kind of take us back to that last inning. What was going through your mind?
You know, last inning, it was kind of crazy. I was like, oh, man, we gotta shut him down here. And Bennett did a good job, jammed the guy. We got the double play to get out of it, and that's how baseball is, you know.
Funny game. Game.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you again, Dylan Marsh, part of the 2019 champion, 6-time running for the Medford Mustangs. Thank you again. Apologize for the first time.
That's all good.
And we'll get it going. Oh, who we got here? All right, thank you once again,
Thank
Dylan.
you.
Affordable Truck and RV for the places you would like to be.
Welcome back to PlayActionSportsMedia.com. 5-4 the final. The Medford Mustangs, the 2019 Oregon State champions. Again, 5-4 over the Eugene Challengers. We'll go over the finals one more time in this one for you. For the Medford Mustangs, 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on. For the Challengers, 4 runs on 8 hits, 4 errors. They left 7 runners on base. Winning pitcher, Bennett Thompson. Win a complete game, giving up 8 hits. The 4 runs, they were all earned. He struck out 4. He walked 1. Losing pitcher was Cam Parks for Eugene, pitching 2 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 5 runs. 4 of them were earned. He struck out 4, and he walked 1. Notables for Eugene. We'll go through this one more time as well. For the Challengers, a standout performance from Connor Jones, 3 for 3, 3 singles. Solid baseball day at the plate there, along with Cole Wilkinson, who went 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles. He came around to score on 1 of them. For the Medford Mustangs, notables for them, of course, their starting pitcher, Bennett Thompson, along with Zach Ankeny, who had a couple of base knocks, one of them including an RBI, as well as Taven Passy, who doubled and singled in an RBI as well. In the first and third innings for the Medford Mustangs. Again, Medford, they struck first in this one, putting up 3 runs in the first inning and adding 2 more in the third. Eugene then responded with 1 of their own in the third inning, making it a 5-1 ball game until the final bottom of the 7th, when Eugene left the tying run at third and the winning run at first. Then it was a line drive to Costanti. He held on to that one, and he tapped on first for the final out that secured Medford a spot in the 2019 Northwest Regional at Lewiston, Idaho. They start things out against Juneau, Alaska at 10 a.m. in Lewiston, Idaho. Play Action Sports Media would like to thank all the people that made this tournament possible. Of course, our sponsors, Lithia Motors, Henris Roofing, the Eisler Group here in Klamath Falls, all of our tournament sponsors, along with tournament director Dave Snyder, and of course AAA Chairman Les Duman, as well as specifically the grounds crew who helped keep this field playable throughout these 5 days. to name most of the guys that I know at least: Pete Whistler, Tom Loney, Joe Tacchini, Blake Loney, that's Tom's son, and John Tacchini. Both of those guys, Falcons players. Former Falcons players at this point. This was their last year with the Falcons. And of course, Coach Pete Whistler of the Klamath Falls Falcons. The Falcons could not have been more of a gracious host to all of us throughout these 5 days. And again, big thanks to them and their organization. Also thanks to Tom Keller from Country Financial, who did the PA over this week. Did a fantastic job there, as well as everyone else who I may have missed, the Falcons Board of Directors, and the entire state of Oregon, American Legion, as far as it goes, far and wide. We thank you here at PlayActionSportsMedia.com, as well as our own people who help make these broadcasts possible and brought to you on Play Action Sports Media. Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions, Affordable Truck and RV, Timber Country Coca-Cola, and Les Schwab Tires. Thanks to all those fine folks who help us get Play Action Sports Media on the air during this state tournament. 5-4 the final. The Medford Mustangs to Lewiston, Idaho to face Juneau, Alaska at 10 a.m. a week from today in the first round of the Northwest Regional, as they are your 2019 Oregon American Legion state champions. For Jay Rees, who was with me earlier on in the tournament, for Jay Rees Sports, Play Action Sports Media, I'm Josh Eldridge, and have a good night from Klamath Falls, Oregon.